Hello, hello. Welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy. And I've been putting up Christmas trees and preparing for Thanksgiving and just trying to get things done. And I needed to take a break and make something because I don't feel like I have even been in my studio for a couple of weeks. And that may be more than a feeling, that may be an actuality. But I haven't written down when I've been in the studio or when I've not been in the studio. But I know it feels like a long time. I'm gonna make kind of a Christmas decoration, but it can be up year round. These are boxes from Tim Holtz. You can use other boxes if you want to make this thing after you see what I'm doing. And I've actually had these for probably almost 2 years because I had this idea a long time ago and I just kept putting it off. And last year it got past Christmas and I'm like, well, I'll do it sometime. Well, here it is, almost Christmas again, and I still haven't done it, so I'm gonna do it. Do it. All right. So this is, I went ahead and sketched it out because I did have everything pinned together and I've sketched out what I want to do. I highly suggest doing things like this if you have fiddled around to get something together and you don't want to forget how you had it set up. Take a picture or make a sketch of it. Can't take a picture because I'm using that to record. But this is my idea. And this is how I had it set up. What I want to do, I feel like so much of the time we relegate joy and happiness and just being friendly and everything to one time of the year. Let's see. There's a gap. I'm trying to look at my picture as I'm talking. This goes there, this goes there, this goes there, and is that right? Nope, because this should be down here, so this should be here. That should be over a bit. I even drew a picture and can't remember how I had it set up. That's up, that's up. There's a little gap there. And that should be up on there. This was up here. I'm not going to stress about it too much because my point is that we should be able to be joyful. I think maybe that's it. And then I've got, yes, no, that's not. How did I have that? Anyway, we were talking about being joyful and having joy 24/7, 365. It does not have to be just during the holidays. Oh, that was, no. Yep, that was it. That was it. And then this was up here. Yep, that was down all the way back. And that was up. And that was up. And that was there. Why do I keep feeling like that's in the wrong place? Let me think. Okay. That's in the wrong place. I've got these two backwards. That was up. Like that. That was down. This one was way up. Still don't feel like that's right. Give me a minute. I do know this was the smallest one. This was way up because it was up in front of everything else, just almost above that. That was flat down. This was flat down. and that was up a little. Just a little. Okay, so I'm going to use these. I'll put that under there. And those two were even on the bottom. That was sitting down. That was sitting down. There we go, just like that. And then this one was up. I do have those two backwards. And then that was up. And that was down there. There we go. That was it. Okay. So I have that set. I am going to get my glue out, and I am going to use, this is my clear Gorilla Glue. I had it in the other room because I had to fix some Christmas ornaments and decorations that had come apart. And I am going to first glue these three because their backs are all flat, and I'll be able to do my other things after they are glued together. Let's see, I do want to make sure that I've got it going the direction that I want, because I didn't want all of my wood grains to be the same. Yep, that's how I want it. So I'm going to put some glue on here, and this says that it takes about 2 hours for a full cure. So I'm probably going to do this video in parts, because I will be clamping it together, and the clamping will not allow me to do some of the things that I want to do. For the decor, the decorations. And I am just using binder clips for my clamps. And I really like this Gorilla Glue. It does work really well. I think maybe that was one that I wanted to be flat down to. I think all of the top ones were flat. As in flat to the back surface, to this surface. Let's see now. This one. It's just like that. I want to make sure that my glue is on that side of where my thumb is. And that's the perfect height right there. So I'm going to go ahead and use that to hold this up into place while it's gluing, along with the clamps. That way the clamps aren't trying to hold it up in place either, or at the same time as it's, I mean up in the air at the same time as it's holding it together. And because there's a height difference here, these shorter binder clips won't quite reach. So I'm using the longer ones here. And I don't know why that went up when I did that. There we go. And let's see. This one I can glue in place. I just want to make sure that all my glue is this side. And that one, I don't think that I have a clamp that's, I don't know if that clamp, yes it does. All right, so that's gonna hold that right there. Now, this one's gonna be up, and it's contacting on 3 sides. Okay, so this one, and then I don't want it past that little line there. So this one's just getting glue just right here. And then across the top over to about here. I need something to put under it. Let's see, is the washi tall enough? Oh, it's perfect. Look at that. And I am not sure that I put glue in the right place on it. I did. Oh my goodness, look at that. I wasn't sure. Okay, now a small clamp right here, smaller than that. Narrower, I should say. There's that one, and then this one might not get clamped on that side. Oh, it did. It went. Okay. And so now I know I can put glue all on that side. I'm trying to take a cap off that's not on. Now, this is a little tricky, is trying to put glue on a vertical surface. But I don't want to try picking up the whole thing. All right, so there is that part, and then I can glue about here. I can glue in that area right there. And actually, if I got extra glue somewhere, it would be fine because I could cover it up with some kind of a decor if glue went a place that I didn't want it to be. Let's see. And so I can clip this here. And then, I don't know if I have another clamp big enough. I bet I do. I bet I've got a bull. I do. Don't have a binder clip, but I got a bulldog clip. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry. And when I come back, I will start filling in the decor. Whoops. The glue is all dry. I've gone through an old atlas that I had. I mean, it's not old, 1985, I think. But there's a lot of things that have changed since then, like the USSR, the Soviet Union, is still on there. And I tried to find some maps that would fill these pages. I will tell you, it's hard to find a map of Africa because it's such a big place that they didn't have very many small maps. And so I'm going to choose from one of those different maps. Like that's a landform map, natural hazards, annual rainfall. I'm just going to see which one works the best. Antarctica, I wasn't real worried about that one, but I got it. Australia, I got them all. I got them all. I need to figure out which one is going to go in this biggest. Like that one, that's not big enough because there's space at the top and the bottom. It would fit in that one. It would fit in, that one's too small, but that one would work. That one would work. And I think that one would work. But I need to get into that one. This one is both North America and South America. And I just realized, unless I'm really, really careful, I think because it kind of curves through there, I'll have to see which one it goes in. Let's see. Here is Europe. I said that weird. Europe. It might be perfect for that one. Yeah, I'm thinking that Europe's going to be right there. We've got Australia here, and it's probably going to go in that little small one right there. And Antarctica, I'm going to put in the smallest box. So that leaves Africa, North America, South America, and Asia. So I know that one's going there. That one's going there. Antarctica is going in the smallest box. It looks like, now see, that's just hard. Africa isn't wanting to fit anywhere. And that's not big enough. And that's 2 countries. Australia still doesn't fit there. So yeah, that one's going to be hard unless I put, and see, not even that's going to work. I would have felt weird putting Antarctica in the biggest one. So what I'm probably going to have to do is I'll fill this with one of the Africas. And then decorate to fill in what doesn't get covered. Let's see. Do I want rainfall, vegetation, minerals, population, landforms, language groups, natural hazards, political change? Because that's what it would have been in the 50s, and then what it changed to, I think. Yes. So I don't think I want to do that one. I kind of like the landforms. So I'll see if I can make that work. I do that and that. I really don't need to have that part in it. Africa, you're being difficult. Why? Why are you being difficult? Let's do this one. Let's go with the average rainfall because that'll go over there and I can do something up that side to cover that particular part. Okay, so we've got Africa taken care of. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tear the edges on this and then ink the edges so that they kind of blend into the background with the wood. Got things falling everywhere. And I'm going to use a tear ruler that's got the ruffled edge. I don't know, ruffled. I don't know if that's, I don't know what the proper term is going to be for that. So I'm going to line this up on my mat so that I can get it straight. And if this one doesn't work, I've got other ones I can work with. straight, straight, straight. There we go. And there's my mark right there. Let's see how that works. Oh, I didn't measure that very well. It's width-wise, it's okay. I think I need to take a little off the top. Just a little off the top. Okay, and just a little off that side as well. Just the tiniest little bit. That'll work. All right. And I know Antarctica is going to go in here because people live there, but let's see. I know what's going in the center, so I need to make sure I've got room for it. And all I'm doing is pushing down on the edges so that I'm kind of getting an indentation of where the square is. And I turned it over and you can't see it. You might be able to see the shadow of the light there. And so I'm going to line this up. And then on this side, it's right there. I lost it. There it is. My finger got in the way. And finally down here. And again, it's a little. Okay, and I need to take a little bit off the edge there. I could take a ruler and measure it first, but I'm not worried about perfection. I just want it to fit halfway decently. There we go. And you can see where I'm going with this. I'm putting a continent in each one because I had 7 spots and I thought, you know, it's the world. Let's just do it that way. What goes in this one? Let's see. Okay, I want to go up here. Right. So I'm gonna do my little creasy crease again. And I think I need to line up inside the crease. I think that's where my measurements are going awry. And since this is my straight edge, I'm going to line it up and then come in with this ruler to tear it. That way I know it's going to be semi straight, not wonkified. I guess I could get up here above the tape so you can see what I'm doing. The tape's supposed to keep me in frame, but only when I use it correctly. there. And then I'm feeling for where my indentation was. Yep, that works much better, tearing inside the line that I made. All right, what was going here? Was Europe going here? I believe Europe was going there. Or was it going? Not Europe, I meant Asia. Asia's going there. And then these two, that'll be there, there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this one in half before I start trying to, not in half, but across the equator. And that one's going there. Oop, little long. Ah. It's okay, it's supposed to have a deckled edge, so that doesn't matter that it was a little rough, right? I know I don't want that part on there, so I'm just going to go ahead and tear it off before I start measuring for the rest of it. And I know that I'm going to take that edge off as well. Okay, so look at that. Actually, I'm going to be tearing just about where it says provinces. So I'm just going to take that off. A little bit more. Probably should have taken off under the provinces. Actually, I should take the top part of Africa off. Because I'm going to be taking off the rest of Norway and Finland and almost the rest of Sweden if I do the other. And let's see. Oh, that made it easy. A little short. It's okay. I can handle it. And here we've got this one, and I want to that, and right there. So we're going to line that up straight. Line this up here. Ooh, yeah, we were able to save Hawaii. Yay. And line you up straight. And just a little off the top. Yep, yay, that worked. Now I've just got to get Asia, which includes, see, Turkey's part of Asia, so we'll make sure that Turkey's in the picture. And come over here. I'm going to go ahead and take those two off. Okay, and just a little more this way. And a little more off the other side. I'm trying not to lose. I'm trying to lose as little of Asia as I can. Here we go. Oh, come out. Please don't tear. Okay. Just so this top edge is also rough, I'm going to tear just a little off of there. And then I'll come down here and do my bottom part of this one. Actually, the latitude lines are helping me line this up. Still have some of Africa on there, but I feel like Africa kind of got cheated. All right, so there is that part. Those are the backgrounds that I'm going to be putting in. I'm going to get some ink because actually I wonder if I've got enough ink on this little dauber that I just happen to have beside me. This is going to help the edge of the page because it's already kind of deckled because of the tear ruler. I can do this, and it's going to help the page just kind of blend in to the wooden box that it is going to be glued into. And I think I'm going to have to get my ink pad. I'm using walnut stain, Distress Oxide. And I think that's pretty close to what the stain is on the wood boxes. I don't know for sure. I had a piece of scrap wood that I'm going to be gluing the whole contraption onto to kind of give it a stand, that I literally painted with a vintage photo distress stain. I think that I'm going to have to do another piece too, because I'm going to have to put something on the back. At least in my head, I think that that's what's going to have to happen. We'll find out when I get to that point, because that's probably going to be one of the last things I do. And these are just backgrounds for these boxes. They're not going to be the main focus of each box. So I'm not going for perfection here. It may seem like it, but I'm not. All right, let's get that put away. It's the same color as my background. I tend to lose it. Let's see. Next, I need the glue. What glue am I using? Nope. Oh, here we go. I have Fabri-Tac, Fabri-Fix 3-in-1, whatever it is. I have it in this bottle. Wondering if Mod Podge Mod Podge might be better there. I'm going to let that just dry while I dig out my Mod Podge. Phew, I forgot how much Mod Podge stinks. I don't use it very often. But I'm going to put a layer of Mod Podge in here. This is just a matte Mod Podge. It's funny, I had actually several Mod Podge containers in my desk just below me. Right here, under here. All sparkly. All high glittery, whatever. It was funny. And the one that wasn't sparkly had separated. So I shook it up, but I'm gonna just use this one, because this one's matte as well, and the other one was still just regular glossy shiny Mod Podge. So I'm just going to get the rest of these in, and then I'll be right back. All right, and I'm gonna go back. I don't know, do I let, my goodness, I don't even know. Do I let this dry and then come in and put on? I think that that's gonna be the smart thing to do, is to let it dry and then come in with that top coat of Mod Podge. All right, I think it's about dry. It's going to be close enough. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect for this particular project because it's in the background, but I do want to make sure that it is going to stay in there for a long, long time, because this is not going to be just a toss away creation. I'd like to be able to use it and enjoy it for a while. So I am going to go ahead and get that sealed in. This stuff smells so bad. If you have a tip for making it not smell bad, I mean, I've read before a long time ago that like paint, you could add vanilla to it and it would help cut down the smell, but I'm thinking that vanilla in this would probably change the color or its usefulness. And I never tried the vanilla in the paint anyway, so I don't know if that worked at all or if it was just something that I heard. It was way before days of the internet, so it wasn't like, you know, Abraham Lincoln said you can believe everything you read on the internet. I think it was actually from like a home decorating magazine or something. But this stuff stinks. It stinks. And that's coming from somebody who uses Fabrifix and Fabri-Tac a lot. And that stuff doesn't smell great, but it doesn't smell like this. All right, I am going to let that dry completely. So probably a few hours, maybe even overnight.